Hey guys, what's up, and welcome to another video of the Predator Vlogs. It's a new year, yes it is. Happy 2026 to everybody that's watching. I hope this new year fills your life with even more collectibles, because that's what's gonna happen from the Predator this year. So as you know from the title of this video, I'm starting this new line of action figures, or maybe it would be a little bit of cheating to call it starting the new line, because I've already started it and I'm just continuing it. And I wanted to sit down, use this video to talk to you about the 200X or 2000X line of the Masters of the Universe. As you know, this year, 2025, I think, had been a lot about the 2000X, right? You got Mondo laying it out with their high-end collectible figures, and then you had Mattel coming back into the game with their 2000X figures. And of course, you have the original vintage Mattel 2000X figures of the Mike Young Productions cartoon. So let's start talking about these 2000X line that Mattel has just started putting out on the shelves in the market today. Now, these are kind of a remake of these 2000X characters, but in the origin style, right? So you got the first wave has He-Man, it has Stratos, Beastman, and of course you have Triclops. Now, these figures, I think, are really good because there are tons and tons of reviews out there. These figures look really good, but what is just bumming me out about this entire thing is the lack of accessories and the paint on these whatever accessories that you're getting. And there's just not enough detail for me as a collector to kind of start dipping my hands into these figures. And comment down below if you think I should start buying them, because I really don't know. I've been in two minds ever since they came out, and ever since I saw the pictures, I still don't know whether I should get them or not. Looking at some of these reviews, doesn't have the mini comic, there's a lot of cost cutting. It is in that origin style, which I'm still a little iffy on, because I love my MOTU classics. I think MOTU classics are the best He-Man line ever made. That's it, period. That's it. So MOTU classics, best He-Man line. I can fight to you till the death on that. But coming back to the 2000X series, I think it's just been something that I don't know if I should start dipping into that line and just starting that line all over again, because you know me, I'm a completionist, right? So I will need to get each and every figure, and that's a big investment in terms of time and money and getting all these figures into the Predators collection. So I really don't know what I'm gonna do. But something that I know is definitely the figures that I have with me today. So let's start reviewing these figures, and let me talk to you about these figures that I just recently added to the collection. Alright, so the first figure that we're going to talk about is the 2000X Stratos. Now, this is the original vintage 2000X figure that was released back in the day in 2002 when the cartoon came out, right? So take a look at this bad boy. I just picked him up. He's going to be part of the Predators collection, and this is such a nice figure. At the bottom, it says Stratos, heroic winged warrior, and you can see the details on this figure. Really nice. Now, interestingly about these figures, they were for the kids at the time so that they could play with these figures. So all of these figures have some sort of play feature on them, and you can see that on the Stratos as well. They have really amazing details, but they aren't really articulated as much, right? So the Four Horsemen did a great job on the details on these figures, which I think the new line is kind of missing out on. But then there isn't really too much articulation to go about, because these figures were aimed at kids. At the top, you can kind of see the Masters of the Universe logo. A slight damage on the package, but I can still live with that. It says Masters of the Universe. That's the sticker that's included. Stratos right here. And let's turn him around. You can see a picture of the different figures that are part of this line. You have Battle Cat, Panther, Battle Sound, He-Man, Battle Sound, Skeletor, Stratos, Beastman, Man-at-Arms, Merman, He-Man, and Skeletor. Stick till the end to see what are the other figures in this line that I have in my collection. So hang on till the end of the video to see that. And here you can see a bio for He-Man. You can pause the video and read it if you want. And then we have the play features for Stratos right here. So I think he has a missile firing, sort of a missile launcher sort of a thing right there. As you can see, he has this jetpack, he has launchable missiles, and he has this chest armor and as well as arm mounted wings right there. So this is Stratos, looking really nice. I think I'm gonna keep him mint in package for now. I don't know whether I'm gonna open these figures. I don't know whether I'm gonna keep them mint in package. It's all about space. It's all about real estate. But for now, Stratos stays mint in package. And let's see what next do we have. We got Ram Man. That's right, take a look at Ram Man right here. This is one big bulky figure, and I mean, this was launched in 2002, right? And before this, the only Ram Man that you had was the vintage Ram Man, and that was really a clunky small figure, which really didn't do justice to the character. So this Ram Man is pretty big, and that's how he looked like in the cartoons, and I think that really made him look amazing. And these designs right here, you can see the skull on his belt, that looks really badass. The chains on his armor, that expression on his face, take a look at that. And take a look at the details on his battle axe, right? And if you remember the vintage cartoon, there wasn't really too much details on that battle axe, or even the vintage figure for that matter didn't really have too much details. But take a look at those gauntlets, the axe, that expression, it looks so badass right there. You can kind of see the veins popping in his hands. Really great attention to detail right there. You can kind of see the stitches on his vest as well. The bottom of the figure says Ram Man, heroic human battering ram. It says Mattel at the bottom. Turning it around, you can kind of see the figure right here. Ram Man, it looks really amazing. And again, he has that same play feature that the vintage one did. Kind of, you can press it down and then just push the button to release, and he has that battering ram or smashing sort of a play feature right there. He comes with a smashing axe, ramming helmet, and the war cloak right there. Bottom of the package, you can kind of see the different figures. Again, He-Man, Jungle Attack He-Man, Ram Man, Mechanic, Skeletor, Merman, and Beastman. I think one of the reasons why this line died pretty early and we didn't really get a befitting end to the cartoon was just the figures weren't really selling. Kids weren't into He-Man back in the day. I think back in 2002 he was really dated, and he didn't really get that same reception like he did back in the 80s. And then these action figure lines had so many different variants of He-Man, right? You had the Smash Blade He-Man, Jungle Attack He-Man, Ice Armor He-Man, Martial Arts He-Man, Battle Sound He-Man, and all that jazz. So probably didn't really sit well with collectors, and that's why it didn't really kind of make a mark on the line. But now with 2000X coming back, and with all these companies spending a lot in 2000X, maybe this line is going to get the recognition it so deserves. All right, so let's take a look at all the different figures that I have from this line. I already showed you Stratos and Ram Man right here. Let me just push them to the back, and let's see. Now we have Cyclone right here. Cyclone, he is in the collection. Then we have up next Man-E-Faces, another figure added to the collection in 2025. Then we have Too Bad right here. Look at that bad boy. Tuvar and Badra, that is Too Bad. And then we have Orko. Orko right here, looking really nice. Heroic court magician, Orko. And then we have, finally, Trapjaw right there. Take a look at this bad boy. Like, look at the design on this bad boy right here. That hand has kind of come off inside the clamshell, but it's still there, so I can kind of just go ahead and put it back anytime I want. But right there, take a look at this bad boy right here. So this is quite the collection that the Predator has kind of created this year. I am really interested to see where this goes. I also have He-Man and Skeletor, but they're not with me right now as I film this. So maybe I'm just going to add a clip or pictures of the He-Man and Skeletor right about now. And these are all the figures that I have with me at this point in time. All right, so spreading all of these figures out on the table, you can kind of see how they look right here. You have Trapjaw, you have Too Bad, Man-E-Faces, Cyclone, and Orko. And right up there, we got Stratos and Ram Man. So this collection is kind of really coming up nicely. I'm really excited to see where this goes. And if you like this video, please comment and subscribe if I should continue with this collection or if I should add the new 2000X figures in my collection. And until the next time the Predator will see you, have a happy New Year 2026. Predator out!